Alright, ending off with Divinez Set 10 support for Rezael, Magnolia, and Krysrain, which are more tech cards than anything, so let's begin. So first off, we start off with Rezael's stuff with Knight of Clarity, Gene Tilt, which is a grade 2 with taking power in the skills. Auto when retired from rearguard during battle, aka through Rezael's skill by calling on top. If you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard Rezael, cost Soul Blast 1, choose 2 of your units, and gets plus 5 power in turn. I would say this is quite useful. It was released back in set 1, but considering the amount of cards that we got and the spacing, this is not really that great right now. In which we go to Imperious Dragon, which is a grade 2 with taking power in the skills. Auto when placed on rearguard or guardian, choose a grade 3 Rezael from your right deck, and if either that or your Vanguard is at least a grade 3 Rezael, perform one of the following. If it's on rearguard, this card gets plus 5 key power until the end of turn, but if it was placed through ability by your at least grade 3 Rezael, plus 10k instead. So basically a ready big beater, in which the second section is on guardian, shield plus 5k in the end of the battle, but if it's intercept, shield plus 10k instead. Not sure if you're really gonna run this for basically extra power and shield, considering that not only that Rezael is kind of running out of space, and a lot of Rezael's cards already get this type of power, but the only thing that you really have benefit with this is the shield. And more defensive options is pretty nice. The only thing I don't really like is the part where it only gets 10k when you intercept, but it is a free card, so you could still run it in your own leisure. And into Magnolia with Sylvan Horn Beast 10 part, which is a grade 2 and taking power in the skills. Count rearguard guardian. If your Vanguard is a Sylvan Horn Beast, this unit cannot be retired by your opponent's card abilities, and 5k shield, active on your opponent's turn as well. Rearguard reliant deck with some protection, very helpful, but not sure you have room for this, even if it's with the second skill where auto rearguard once per turn when this card attacks from the back row. If your opponent's Vanguard is at least grade 3, cost Soul Blast 1 plus 10k power in the end of the turn. First skill kinda wants you in the front row, second skill wants you in the back row, but I still say you have more important stuff to run than this. And then we go to Sylvan Horn Beast Chachor Chile, which is grade 2 and you can power in the skills. Auto, when placed on rearguard from hand or rearguard from the ability from your Sylvan Horn Beast, while you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard Magnolia, cost Soul Blast 1, look at the top 10 cards of your deck to choose up to 1 Magnolia from among them, reveal and put it in your hand, of course shuffle your deck. With the second skill, count rearguard. If your Vanguard is at least a grade 3 Magnolia, your Personal Ride power is also included in the back row units. This is basically similar to an old grade 1 Sylvan Horn Beast that does pretty much exactly the same thing, except that it's only restricted to Sylvan Horn Beast, meaning that you can use it in the early game, but you only look at top 5 instead. And it also still includes the Persona Ride power in the back row, but the downside of the old card is that it is a grade 1, comparing this to grade 2. Since Sylvan Horn Beast has more so support grade 2, but it is personal preferences on what you prefer, because not too many cards actually really need to include the grade 2 part for Sylvan Horn Beasts, and this one's a little more restricted than the grade 1. But it is personal preferences here, especially when it comes to adding more consistency for back row Persona Ride power. And into Krysrain support, starting with Peaceable Lunchtime Plasi, which is a grade 2 with taking power in the skills. Count rearguard. If you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard Krysrain, this card gets the boost ability. No point of really running this at all, because it's just one boost ability and it could just be another name. And finally, Snowflake of the Deep Sea Elfamir, which is a grade 1 with taking power in the skills. Auto rearguard once per turn. When your other rearguard is returned from hand during your turn, if you have at least a grade 3 Mermaid Vanguard, choose one of your units that gets 5k power in the battle. Kinda nice that this says Mermaid, because a lot of lyrical decks have mermaids, and you're bound to bounce when it comes to most lyrical decks. But anyway, to the second skill, auto, when returned from rearguard to your hand, if you have at least a grade 3 Vanguard Krysrain, cost put a different card name from this card to your soul to draw a card. This is so you can't just bounce this and put itself to soul to draw, but it could be a nice filtering skill, and also increases your soul, which Krysrain can sometimes have an issue with, but not that much. And it doesn't cost counterblast or energy, which is another nice part about this card. But if anything, this is more of a tech card for Krysrain than anything, and some increased extra power is actually quite helpful, especially for Divine Skill turn. And then finally, here's some more collab crits for this set. I mean, they're always awesome to see, but it doesn't really matter to me. But what's exciting to me is that we got reveals for Lyrical Booster 2, in which not only that we got new dress-up units of the Halloween theme ride lines that got turned into Christmas theme, but we also got 2 new ride lines as well. Hopefully there's going to be evolved forms for encounter units as well, because it's been a while since we got one of these set, and it's been a while since those decks even got support as well. And so that's it for the little support that we got left for Divinez Set 10. What do you guys think of it? Other than basically just mostly tech cards, they are not entirely too bad when it comes to the high rarity stuff, but there's really not much to say about them other than just being tech cards. But what I'm more excited for is really Lyrical Booster 2, because those decks haven't got support for a while, especially the encounter ones. And hopefully we do get some evolved forms, and I'm excited to see what Sienna is going to do, because that one has been an interesting deck. But other than that, that's it for this, and see you all next time.